Good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning, ma'am.
Okay, chalo, let's start writing our answer. Yesterday, you mentioned temperament was key to clearing prelims. Can you explain temperament means? How to work on it in the context of clearing prelims? See, temperament is like taking the exam as an exam and not as a life. Understanding that it is an exam that might impact your life, but like that might impact your life, but you are going to do good in your life anyways, irrespective of the exam. So, telling yourself those things, telling yourself that you are good enough, and how managing stress is going to be there. Definitely, it's a competitive exam, it is a very competitive exam, so the amount of stress is very proportional to it. But how to manage that stress? So, okay, I'll tell you a story of my friend. One of my friends, what she did was, her temperament is, I like everybody is born and brought up in a different way. She's a girl from Haryana, from a village. Probably she is not that outspoken or something. But what happened is, in her exam, it was a very small center somewhere in Noida. What happened is, it was in a primary school. So the teachers, invigilators were also primary school. Probably they didn't know what was the actually rules of the exam, but to due to some reason they said you can't write anything on the question paper. Can you imagine, only OMR sheet, question paper, you can't write anything, you have to see the question and fill in the OMR sheet. How would you have reacted to it? This is definitely a situation where 1 year of your life will be spoiled, isn't it? But she did not say anything. Like, had I been there, I would have created a scene, I would have called for a senior. Like, how much it that exam meant for me, like 1 full year of my life, rather 2 years, because 1 year I've already prepared and 1 year I'm going to prepare next because I will not be able to clear the exam this time. So 2 years of my life because of some stupid lady who did not know the rules and regulations. So she did not do anything and she came back. She cried in the exam also. Afterwards, she cried. And most of the people that you see in your exam center will not be serious. So out of 24, 12 will come. And out of 12, 10 will be sleeping. And if a center is so skewed, then there'll be so less population that you will not have people to, back you up. But the idea is, if she had the temperament or that I had, I would have created a scene, I would have made sure that I will do my exam the best way I could. And despite that much stress, I would have been concentrated on the exam. I would have been able to make that strategy. Say 20 minutes are lost, then another stress is that 20 minutes are lost. I don't know how to do it in 1 hour 40 minutes, right? If the person has the temperament that I will manage stress, I have that flexibility, I have my strategy in place, but I will modify it according to the situation. That is what temperament is. Any kind of situation can come to you in that exam, but you have to be ready that your only goal is to solve the exam. There will be questions that you don't know. The first time I went for uh, like prelims, that is the time I first time tested my temperament of solving those questions logically. I play on temperament and on logic. Mind activation series that I made on YouTube. That is exactly how I solve my paper. So what would happen is my friends who had much more knowledge than me, we would score so differently in test series. In test series, they would score very highly, but in final exam, my score would be more than them. Why is that? Because I was rather less stressed, or even if I was stressed, I would manage it better. I was rather excited to attempt the paper, that yes, this is what I've prepared for the last 1 year. But not only my friends, in my previous exam, which was the last exam that I took, it was IIT JEE, right? I like spoiled that exam of mine because of my temperament. The easier paper I could not score, the tougher paper I could score. So first paper I was more tensed. I had taken it heavily. Oh my god, I have been preparing for this exam for 2 years now. Today is the time. Second time, like the second half of the paper, I was a little more relaxed. My father and I ate out. We had talked a lot, so it got relaxed. So try to take it a little lightly, but your only motive in the exam should be to solve it by hook by crook. Like you should be feeling like a soldier that is going to either kill the exam or get killed by it, right? There is a difference between being totally concentrated and having a certain level of, and being afraid of the exam. Can you imagine, like, can you differentiate between the two situations? One is that being very sure that I will do whatever I can, and second is making a big like burden out of it, that this exam is very important. It will say, and one question comes that I am not able to solve, or some such situation comes that is not as suitable as a normal situation would have been, that would create more and more stress. Am I making sense? Have I been able to answer Shashank's uh, question to a certain level? I'm not saying like 100%. Maybe I plan to continue prelims, at least motivation and temperamental sessions for you guys, because I know, again, my if my temperament is given to you guys, I am sure not 50% but 80% people will clear prelims. It's not a game of knowledge. It's a game of seeing who's more capable of being an officer. That's all. They just want to see the person has a presence of mind or not. He's able to manage stress. He or she is able to manage stress situations or not. They don't want you to know what a camel is and who can be domesticated and who doesn't. That's all. Chalo, we'll keep discussing on it. Chalo, let's start writing the first question. Disaster not an act is not Disasters are not an act of God alone, but determines also determined by human intervention. Comment. So what is this? This is a single statement question, right? Rahul is saying that invigilators will talk during the exam, get distracted, and you just feel free. That is your exam, your 2 years. You can say anything to whomsoever you want. So just be shameless in the exam. Yeah, that is your place. Everybody should comply according to you. But there's a certain level of, like, it should not be you said it and you yourself got angry and your dimag kharab ho gaya and you're not able to read only what's written. So chalo, we'll talk about it. So disasters are not an act of God, but are also determined by human interventions. Comment. Such questions will have an issue of how to structure the answer, right? So you have to break it down simply what it is trying to say. Disasters are not an act of God alone. That means it is not just a natural phenomena, it is also a human phenomena, anthropogenic phenomena, right? Will it make the question simple now? that disasters have natural reasons, disasters have anthropogenic reasons. Comment. Right? Structure got unfolded. Okay, start writing now. Okay, the time is up. How many of you have completed? Good. How many of you are writing? Okay. Great, great. So since we have broken down the question, it has become easier. That is one of, like, this was a sample how you can break a difficult question, and this has to be done within the time limits. Abhi to I gave you extra time and I helped you break it down, but such complex questions will have to be broken down into simpler language in your head within the time limits, right? So the way is to see what it is asking. It can ask very complicated questions, like some wash scheme question was there, that there is a need for linkaging the stakeholders with the parameters something. So you have to break down what it is asking in your mother tongue. Usko Hindi में या जो भी तुम्हारी mother tongue है, in your mother tongue you break it down that what it is asking. For example, that wash scheme was asking कि stakeholders और जो वो है parameters हैं उनको कैसे relate किया जाए ताकि outcome अच्छा आए. That means it was asking stakeholder and outcome. What is the relation between the two? And what would be the parameter for a particular stakeholder? So again, the stakeholders wash scheme is what? Wash scheme is what? Water hygiene, right? Sanitation hygiene. So for that, who all will be the stakeholder? Government, ULBs, community, right? Society, individual, NGOs. So accordingly, what all parameters will be there for wash scheme? For an individual, health, how it is, society, how much the social indicators are improving. Getting my point? You have to simplify it down as much as possible. Okay. Chalo, let's discuss disaster plus minus human intervention is equals to impact of disaster. Yes, very good. So these are all small diagrams or small like value additions you can do. It is not supposed to be the only one that I have told, vulnerability plus hazard, but you can always mention this. Yes, exactly, Bengal famine, right? Chalo, let's discuss Chennai flood. Joshimath land subsidence are some of the examples which prove that disasters are not just act of God, that is due to natural reasons, but also due to human interventions, like that is anthropogenic reasons. Bengal famine, this could have been a very good example, and what Harindra said could have been a very good way of explaining the question in the start itself. It could be a introduction also. So don't think that it has to be a conventional this kind of introduction. If you hit the demand of the question immediately in whatsoever manner, it is appreciated. Okay. How? By environmental degradation, removal of forest cover, mangroves, increased vulnerabilities to tsunami, irrational development, example in eco-sensitive zone areas like Himalayas, leading to landslides, political reasons, Hiroshima Nagasaki nuclear explosion, Israel-Palestine conflict, yes, Chamoli flash floods, industrialization-led climate change. According to IPCC 6 report, presently one world is 1.2 degrees Celsius warmer than pre-industrial era. That has led to increase in frequency and intensity of disasters. So a map could be drawn, global average temperature, even if we don't know the exact number when it was what. So you can just draw a trend and mark pre-industrial and post-industrial era. Fine, this is understandable, right? This map. I mean, do you think that if this map is given, it will make the point clear automatically what we are trying to say? Right? Then, policy deficit, example Kerala flooding due to dam overflow, technological handicap due to early warning system, low earning early warning system capacity, community awareness and readiness, focus is low on that. There is a need to increase budgetary allocation for disaster and climate mitigation and preparedness. Further steps to be taken to follow Sendai guidelines for better implementation, improving government governance systems, and building back better resilient infra to reduce impact of disaster. Yes, earthquakes caused by nuclear test, Koyana Dam related caused earthquake. Koyana Dam is a dam in Maharashtra because of the collection of water. Earthquake was like happened, right? Marshall Islands tsunami, yesterday we said, right? We gave an example that in Marshall Islands nuclear tests were done, which led to tsunami, right? This is fine, right? This was easier question. Like after breaking it down, it became easy. For policymaker, Amrita, famine is often a result of inefficient distribution rather than scarcity of food grains. Very good. Write it as a conclusion or an introduction. Disasters are event of overuse of natural resources and right militarization of ocean. All right. Shall we move to the next answer? Chalo. I'll not read it out. You guys read it out within time. All right, the time is up. How many of you have completed? How many are writing? How was the question? Tough, easy, moderate? Easy, right? Division of questions were very clearly given, isn't it? Other than that, when the question is easy, then what is the requirement to do value addition, right? Anybody who has drawn some infographics, some diagram? Okay, 3R. Yes, tell me what all value add things that you have put, you think that were value add, and you have tried to add them consciously in your answer. Landfill diagram, bioaccumulation, bioaugmentation, very good. Biomagnification, WHO reference, how it harms human health, very good. What else? That was a conscious addition to your answer. Phasing out single use plastics. Types of plastic you wrote about, okay. Size of accumulation of plastic like an island, okay. That means specific garbage patch you've talked about. Microplastics, yes. Plastic management rule, death of marine life, impact on food chain, circular economy as a solution. Then what else in conclusion? In conclusion, have you written lifestyle for environment, SDGs, right? Only 30% recycled, very good. That fact that how much is recycled, how much goes to landfill. CPCB data, very good. SDG 3, poor drainage, yes, clogging. Roadblocks, okay, causing lung damage. Subhash Kumar case, very good. Right to clean environment, Article 21, very, very good. Working on sustainable alternatives. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, UDC, what's UDC? 50 micron thickness, yes. Right? चले डिस्कस करें PPP model for, yes, tackling EPR, yes. Plastic parks, very good, Garima. Good points. Chalo, let's discuss. Plastic is the most pressing environmental issue for today, with over 300 million tons non-biodegradable plastic with poor waste management. 2017 FICCI study on India's plastic waste. 100% plastic, 80% only gets collected, 79% ends in landfill, 12% is incinerated, and 9% is recycled. So this was my go-to for every plastic question. Impact of plastic waste on health, air, water, soil pollution due to in unscientific disposal mechanisms, seepage and incineration, entering of microplastics in food chain, carcinogenic properties, PET bottles reusage, causing neurological and endocrine issues as shown by studies due to the chemicals used. On environment, impact on biodiversity adversely, like ingestion by cows, birds, causing satiation and death. High GHG production due to methods like incineration, causing smoke. Causing flood due to blockage of sewage system in urban areas and cities. What are the efforts taken by the government? Plastic Waste Management Rule 2016 and extended producer responsibility, making all stakeholders responsible like local bodies, private sector, etc. Banning single-use plastic, setting minimum thickness of 0.75, like 75 microns. increasing cost of use plus improving recyclability. Registration of manufacturing firms for traceability. Plastic industry itself is a big industry, 11 lakh jobs it create, and 1 lakh crore industry it is. So you can use this also sometime whenever it is required. International collaboration and in entrepreneurship for recyclability. Example: plastic bricks from for roads through recycled plastic. What are the more steps that are required? Formalization of rag pickers for efficient collection and segregation, R&D for safe disposal and recycling, attitudinal change for citizens to use alternatives to plastic. Plastic menace is everyone's responsibility to solve. PM's motto of lifestyle for environment is must for sustainability. Yes, promoting jute packaging. Kerala Swachhta Mission bottle bank. Shubham, very good. Promoting plates made of leaves instead of plastic. Yes, more sustainable alternative solutions, that means. Right? Understood? What all value did I add? I wrote a fact in introduction. This is my go-to diagram for any plastic issue. Telling about incineration, microplastic, carcinogenic property, and giving an example why it is carcinogenic. Then talking about smokes, ingestion, satiation. What are the government efforts? Extended producer responsibility, plastic waste management, where local, this was the change that has happened. Local bodies have been included as a response, having the responsibility of plastic management. Then telling about the some specificities, why this 75 micron has been put in place, so that use cost is increased and recyclability. Then the plastic industry size, some innovative solution that has been used, or even if you think that it is something is a possible solution, you can write that also, right? Giving some, deeper examples like this. Formalization of rag pickers is a very important step if you see in management of plastic. So such examples are very important because it shows the depth of your understanding and your thinking, that you have thought about the topic consciously, right? And then conclusion, life. Fine. Circular economy can be definitely added. Three R's can be added. ठीक है, we'll close the session for today then. Right, guys. Chalo, have a good day. Study well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, ma'am.